it's Miss Katie. Welcome to Heritage Ways again today. This is the last Saturday in our collaboration, Savor the Scraps, where we give you new ideas on how to use leftovers. Partnered with 15 other channels throughout the Saturdays in May. And so you should have in your playlist a great collection of new and different ideas of how to use leftovers. The other creators in today's collaboration, I want you to go and check out their videos and their channels. They are Cornflower Acres Homestead, Mama Z's Texas Kitchen, and Tressa's Southern Home Cooking. So check those out, and the link is down below. All right, now my helper today is Little Miss Homemaker. Y'all know her.
Hi, everybody.
We are going to use leftover coffee today. Now, I was thinking of some ways they could use leftover coffee. One way is, now sometimes you don't have leftover coffee, but sometimes in our house, for some reason, we have enough to not even make a full mug. So I saved this over the past few days. I was thinking we could do different things with it. So the first thing we can do is you can make iced coffee. Now, that's not ideal because to make iced coffee, you want a stronger coffee than if you just brewed it to drink hot. But I used some of this the other day with some almond milk and ice. And when you do use this strength, it does taste a little watered down, not as bold, but it's very, you can still use it. So maybe if you made sure that your leftover coffee was cold and then put it on ice with your milk or your sweetener or whatever, so you can have iced coffee. You can make tiramisu, which I would love to do one day. That's that Italian dessert that I just love, and you soak the lady fingers in coffee and Kahlua and all kinds of wonderful things, and it's just awesome. You can put it in, use it as the liquid in brownies to make mocha brownies. Does that sound good?
Okay, wow.
Yes. I know. I know. It's you can do different things, I'm sure. But today we are going to make a cake given to me. The recipe's given to me by our sweet friend, Miss Tanya. Yes. So hello to Miss Tanya. Hello. Give her a shout out. One of our dear sweet friends. Now, Miss Tanya and her husband, Mr. Terry, came to us by way of being patrons for starters. And I believe they were our second patron on Patreon ever. But we try to build growing and precious relationships with our patrons. And we feel like we have done, and we are doing that. And Miss Tanya and Mr. Terry have just been so sweet to you all. And they're just such dear friends of ours now. So I will list all the patrons' names that we have, 16 right now, praise the Lord. I'm so thankful. And I will list all our patrons' names at the end of this video, and also I'll put a little the name of the Patreon page down here so you can see what we're even talking about. But you can just go to that and find out what we're talking about. So let's get started making a chocolate cake that Miss Tanya gave us the recipe for using leftover coffee. Okay, y'all, how do you like this angle? I tell you, it is difficult, I should say challenging, to make cooking videos in our RV. But as you know, because you probably have already checked out many of our videos, even if you're new, I hope you'll check them out if you're new. But we have been living a little over a year and a half in this RV, traveling around, trying to find ways to serve and encourage folks, meet our social media friends, and we're in the process of moving to a place where we hope to have a hospitality farm, because that's where we feel the Lord is leading us. But you can check out videos regarding that. But we tried this little angle, so we're going to try this. And Dad tells me, Lord willing, at the farm we get, or if he has to build a house, that I'm going to have a kitchen that is suitable for making YouTube videos. So anyway, okay, let's get started. Yes. All right, the recipe's on my phone. I've already measured out the ingredients. And I'm just going to tell you what they are, but I'm also listing them down below. Okay? In the description box. All right, I've got 1 3/4 cup of flour, 3/4 cup of cocoa powder, 1 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder, 1 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda, 1/2 teaspoon of salt. I use Himalayan pink sea salt, pink Himalayan salt. Okay, so we whisk these together and add 2 cups of sugar. Then we're going to mix in 2 eggs. These are duck eggs from our friend Leanne, my dear, dear sister friend Leanne, who, by the way, her sweet family is also patrons of ours, and we're just so grateful anybody comes alongside of us and supports us in any way, shape, and form. But thanks to Leanne from her homestead giving us those eggs. A cup of milk. I've got almond milk in here is what we're using today. 1/2 cup of oil, and I've got avocado oil today. All right, 2 teaspoons of vanilla. Where'd this come from?
Miss Sean Creamer.
Yes, from our, what state does she live in?
Texas.
Yes, from our trip. Oh, such a dear, dear friend. And this is pure Mexican vanilla. And that's it. So, oh, and mix that with 1 cup of coffee. Mix well and put it in a 9x13, 350 for 30 to 35 minutes. So we're going to whip this up for you. Let's get started. Come outside to have our cake, didn't we, kiddos?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, this is nice. Okay.
I think the cake smells nice.
Well, I think I'm going downhill on the... We're on a slope here. Our friend Tanya, as we told you, I'm going to tell you, while I'm cutting it, I'm going to tell you what she said about how they eat the cake, or chocolate cake. She said when she was growing up, her mother would serve it with peaches. So that's what I have. Here's to you, Tanya. And she said a lot of times, because I told her I'm not really an icing fan. She didn't give me an icing recipe to go with this cake, so that's fine with me. But she said sometimes they'll let it cool and dust it with powdered sugar. Now, you do know it has to cool, because if it doesn't cool, it'll just melt on there. All right, it's still warm right now, guys.
Yay!
So I actually have peaches as a nod to Tanya. And can you hand me the whipped cream? All right, I'm going to use this. Do you want that on yours?
I think I want them.
All right. Now, also, she said sometimes she and Mr. Terry will eat this. They will put it in a bowl and pour milk over it to eat it. That's interesting.
That's
And I'm going to tell you something odd that I have done in the past. I haven't done it in a while. Not that milk over it is odd, but it reminds me of something I've done. I have, oh, this is so tender. I, in the past, and I know it sounds weird, have put a layer, when I served it on my plate, put a layer of sour cream on top of a chocolate cake because, okay, that one's not very pretty, is it? Because it's the sourness and counteracts with the, or balances with the sweet. It's really nice, so that's just an option. Now, my cake is over here. It is so tender. And my cake pan is not smooth on the bottom, which is another problem. It's just one of these disposables. Okay, well, our battery died on our camera. We do not have another one charged, and that's kind of how my day is gone, pretty much. There's always something going on behind the scenes of every video and at every creator's house. So, if I can hold this stick while I'm tasting this delicious cake, y'all, see if I can hold that still. Okay, y'all, let's taste it and see. Did you want peaches, little miss?
Yes.
Okay, can you reach over and get them? Because I've got my hand on the stick. And I'm going to taste this tender cake
It's
with coffee.
delicious.
It is. Can you move the can out of their faces?
Yes, I'm about to use that. Wait on me, I haven't tried it yet.
I like the peaches.
I like peaches. Peaches are yummy.
This is very good. These are just canned peaches. These aren't fresh. But I'd like to know ways that you all use leftover coffee. And thank you so much for joining us today. Thank you so much for joining this collaboration.
This is the best cake I've ever had.
Really? It is super tender.
Okay,
It really
that
is.
very good.
Super tender.
I might need another piece.
Well, with Miss Tanya's permission, I may have to put this in my second cookbook. It's basic and it's good.
It's delicious.
I hope to see y'all next time here at Heritage Ways. Talk to you later.